Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US. And I'm here to bring you my weekly live paper crafting class, and it's free. All of you can join. I'm so glad that you're here. It's so fun to always read the comments that are rolling in from YouTube, but welcome if you're watching from YouTube or Facebook. I hope that you're having a good day. Today is November 6th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. And we are going to have our blog hop today. My all-star group is hopping the first Wednesday of every month. We try to get on and hop, which means if you visit one of our websites, and my website is stampyourartout.com, if you visit our website today, you'll be able to see all kinds of projects using the same products. We're focused on the Nests of Winter suite this month. And so when you come to my blog later on today, it's going to go live at 3 p.m. Central Time, by the way. You'll be able to see my project, photos of my projects, all the information for it. And then you can scroll down at the bottom of the post and click on the other names of the participants in our All-Star group who are also hopping today and showing other creative projects using this suite. So thanks for tuning in. Chime in, you guys. This is live, so if you're watching while it's live at 11 a.m. Central Time on November 6th, then chime in. Even if you're watching afterwards, comment away. I'd love to hear what you have to say, what you think about the projects that I'm sharing, if you have helpful tips for me, because I learn from you as well when you comment, so thank you. Let's say hello to Lisa Marshall, who is on Facebook, and Trisha Josephs, who is on YouTube. Those two ladies are my moderators. They're here to help answer questions while the live is going on. So if you have a pressing question, make sure that they see it. You can tag Trisha by typing her name right after the @ sign, the A with the circle around it. So just type the A with the circle, start typing TRICIA, and Trisha Josephs will come up. You can tag her in the post. And Lisa's here to help as well on Facebook. Okay, so on that note, thank you again for coming. Let's go down to my desktop so that you can see the products that I'll be featuring, that we will be featuring in our All-Star group. So I'm going to bring you down there. This is the mini catalog that's current right now. It's the September through December 2024 mini catalog from Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so I show off Stampin' Up products. And this is the suite that we're featuring today, actually this whole month. So on pages 30 and 31, or if you look online for these products, you can see them as well. But we have the Nests of Winter collection, the suite collection. It includes the stamps, the coordinating dies, an embossing folder, really pretty embossing folder, gorgeous paper, and then some embellishments like the Earth Tones, what is it called? Earth Tones Shimmer Gems, and the Natural Tones Linen Thread. I will be using the stamps and maybe the dies. It depends on which version of the card I show you, but the stamps for sure, one of the sentiments, and the paper is really the highlight of my card today. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to bring up, let's go over to my computer actually. We're going to bring up the supply list and the measurement list. So this is a PDF that you can print off when you go visit my blog at stampyourartout.com at 3 p.m. or later today on November 6th. You'll be able to download this. You can actually save it on your computer, or you can print it off. It's a one-sheet informational kind of reference sheet so that you can come back and visit my website on this day, the November 6th, or this, going by this title. You can search by the title, but you'll be able to see the photos, all the photos from that post. You'll be able to see the measurements again, and the supplies will be like in visual format, so you can click on them. And then the video that we're doing now is going to be linked into that blog post. So it's so fun to see all of you tell me how you're doing, where you're from, how long you've been crafting. Do that too, you guys. Tell me how long you've been crafting. I love to see it when there are people that are like next door to me. Some of you are saying that you're from Coon Rapids or even from Andover. That's kind of fun. And then it's fun to see people who are on the other side of the globe. I love technology. It's so fun. Okay, so do you see this picture down here? That is because I have been, oh gosh. Okay, well let's just go behind me here. I have been creating more than just one version of this card. I'll just take one of these stacks. You can see here that I'm making quite a few of these cards. I fell in love with this suite when it came out. And it's funny because demonstrators could pre-order it in one of our summer events. And I ended up not doing that. I don't know why. Maybe my summer was busy and I thought, I'm not going to even have time to play with it until the mini catalog comes out. So I did. I waited till the mini catalog came out for us to pre-order from. And in August, I got the suite and I was just totally enamored by it. So I had to create with it, and I decided to make the team holiday / grateful or thankful gratitude. That's what I call them, gratitude cards. So I send out gratitude cards to everybody in my team. Sometimes it gets out in like December, but my goal is always to do November. And I'm on track this year. I'm so excited. So I sent out a gratitude card and I'm whipping those together. I have Teresa Glow also helping me, but yeah, so that's why you see so many of the pieces back there. I'm kind of an expert at this card. Hopefully it will go efficiently today. So let's go to the desktop and start creating. The first thing that you're going to want to do is grab your trimmer because we want to prepare our pieces as indicated on that PDF that I shared with you. We're going to start with our basic white cardstock. It's your favorite suite too, Gail Beth? Okay, I know, and the birds, they're just gorgeous. We're gonna put our cardstock into our trimmer in this direction, and we're gonna cut it at 5.5 inches. And then we're gonna score it in 2 different places because we're creating a sort of Z-fold. This is a fun fold that I came up with. It's a version of a Z-fold. So we're scoring at 4 1/4, which is half of 8 1/2. And then we're going to score again at 2 1/8. So here we've created the Z-fold, right? This is a Z, and this is the Z-fold. Z-folds allow you to, if you're a beginning crafter, paper crafter, Z-folds allow you to have something on the front that you also see when you open it up. Kind of fun, right? Okay, so we've got that base, but the other part of the card is the part that hides the inside. And I love these types of Z-folds for scenery papers. So I termed it the hidden scenery Z-fold back in the day. I gave you the wrong measurements on the PDF and in my blog post. I'm gonna try to correct those later on, hopefully before my blog post goes live. But I gave you measurements for the extra white piece was gonna be 5.5 by a little over 3. But that gives you a slightly taller version here than what I actually used. So if you did a screenshot of that, thanks so much. Who is this? Is this Marsha? I think it's Marsha who's chiming in saying that she likes my sweater. Mom, hey mom, trying to remember which one of my people is connected to that YouTube, what do we call them? Handle. That's what it is. Anyways, if I picked the wrong person, I'm sorry. Okay, 5 1/4 is what we want to measure at, and 3 1/8. Okay, and once you've done that, then you're going to score it at a little over 2 1/2, which gives you 2 5/8 inches. Okay, this is one of my favorite sweaters, by the way. It's the one that's in my profile picture. It's the one that I took my picture in for my professional photos. So I'm glad you like it. Okay, so we're going to grab the bone folder and we're going to fold that, and we're going to fold this piece. And then we're going to fold right here. So now this is why it's called hidden, because if you take and turn it like this and you attach this piece to the front, you can tuck this underneath and hide the scenery. It's kind of like a tucked Z-fold too, right? So we're going to attach this piece to this piece, but let's create the layers next. I want to introduce you to a beautiful version of our cardstock. We are now bringing in two-tone cardstock, thanks to our Close to My Heart makers who have joined us. We have two-tone cardstock. So this is Pool Party, and this is a color that you can get separately right now. It's not one that just has to come in a bundle of colors. By the way, when the annual catalog debuts in May, we are told that we're going to have access to all of these colors. So I'm excited about that. I'm not sure. Did we hear, those of you that are demonstrators, did we hear if these are going to be individually orderable or if they're going to be in sets? I don't know. But I'm so excited because we're going to have them in all the colors. This is the Pool Party color. You can see the 2 different shades of Pool Party, the normal shade and then the lighter one. And we're going to cut that into 2 strips. Now, if you are mass producing, as I did, sorry, just trying to make sure things aren't falling here. If you're mass producing as I did, you're not going to do two 2-inch strips. You're going to do 3 all together at once, and then you're going to put them into your embossing folder. And I did not use the birch embossing folder, or the, birch wood that goes with this suite, although you could have, but I really, really, really wanted to use the painted trees one. So let's just figure out, this is the part that pushes out, this is the part that pushes in. So this side here is up, and I wanted to have my, and I want to make sure I'm doing this right, my lighter cardstock is up, and I've centered it so that I've got all 3 trees in there. And if I have them centered on here, then they will divide equally into 3 separate 2-inch strips, okay? So again, if you're planning to do a bunch of these, it is the best color, isn't it? If you're planning to do a bunch of these, I would do 3 of them all at once, because you're going to be able to do it more efficiently than taking 2 at a time. If you're just going to make one version of this card, then you could absolutely cut a 4 by 5 3/8 inch piece instead of a 6 by 5 3, oops, sorry, I have too many layers on here, by 6, okay. So 4 inches instead of 6 inches. And that would allow you to emboss them together, and then you can take and trim them into 2 pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank these through. I've just got the platform underneath and then the gray plate on top, and I've sandwiched everything between. So it's just two things, the base plate and this, okay? All right, when we open this up, you can see that we've got beautiful embossed trees, and we're gonna go further with this. All right, so let's take and put that off to the side. Let's set this up. You know what, I'm not ready to die cut yet. Am I ready to die cut? Sure, let's do that now. Okay, so we're gonna grab our Going Gray. This is Going Gray cardstock. It's one of the colors that coordinates with the designer paper. And we're gonna punch that with our 2-inch circle punch, like this. Okay, so I wanted a layer that was 2 inches in diameter, but I wanted it to have a decorative edge. So I brought in the Spotlight in Nature dies. You actually get 12 of them. They're beautiful circles with some decorative edges on them. And I'm gonna grab this one here, which is the second to the smallest of the kind of like stitched looking ones here. Okay, so I'm gonna take that and connect it with a sticky note. So I'm gonna put the sticky note underneath like this. And again, this is mass producing skills here, right? So if I have it not all the way covering, but I have it just, you know, so there's a little hole here, I can take and put my circle, my 2-inch circle, right in the center of that. I can connect it right here with the sticky note. And then I can take and put that down, either down or this way, it doesn't matter. We're gonna sandwich it with our, do I have my other one? Oh, I do, it's right here. Oops. Okay, so I've got my die in there. I've got my die adapter plate, sorry, base plate, die adapter plate, scratchy cutting mat blade down, and then this is gonna go on top. Before I sandwich it, I'm gonna bring in some scrap of shaded spruce, and I'm gonna bring in one of these dies. This one here is a detailed little branch. You actually have 2 branches in here, but I'm going to use this one. Well, you have other branches too. You have the ones that look like these guys here. You could use those too. Doesn't matter. Actually, let's just die cut one of them. Let's play around. Okay, so let's stick 2 of them on there because this scrap is kind of used up anyways. Let's set this in here, sandwich it, and crank it on through. So we're pressing, this is a machine that presses, if you don't know about this, this is the machine that presses, the rollers press together against all of this, and it either puts an impression in if you're using an embossing folder, or it cuts if you're using dies. You can see, now you can see the two different shapes. Oh gosh, did we lose it? Oh, here it is. It went under my grid paper. That is the fear of a lot of paper crafters, is if our dies are gonna fall into the crevices of our machines. Okay, so we have a couple different branch options here. I am gonna grab another piece of scrap of shaded spruce because, well, I'll just show you the end result. I also took and punched with this punch here, which is one of my favorite punches because it coordinates with my favorite stamp set called Layering Leaves. It's the Bough Punch. So you could use that instead if you're gonna crank out a bunch of them, okay? So die options or punch options. Next, let's set, oh, and the circle, we forgot about the circle, you guys. Okay, so watch. On the bottom here, it has just a narrow little edge of decoration on it now. And we are losing light because my window's open. There we go. Do you see that little decoration there? Isn't that pretty? So that's what you get with the dies. With the Spotlight on Nature dies, you get that fun little accent. Let's move these things out of the way. And let us focus on more parts and pieces. So we have this piece ready to go. The next thing that you can do, actually the next thing that you can do is to sand it. So the joy of two-tone cardstock is it has a white core. It is colored on one side and colored on another. The color is pressed onto the surface. It's not mixed within the whole, all the fibers, okay? So you have, that's why you can get the two different shades. So I'm gonna bring in some sanding options. You can use a very fine grit type of sandpaper, although sometimes it's hard to kind of hold that in your hands. You could use nail buffers, and that's what I've been doing. This one is one of my favorites. You get a whole bunch of these in a package. I do have them in my favorite extras on my website. So if you want to go to stampyourartout.com, click on shop, and then go down to favorite extras, you'll be able to see a link to getting these. And then you just go like this. And you can see what's happening. We're getting snow to kind of appear on the tips of the branches. So all the parts that are sticking up like that are now all snowy on the ends. It's so fun. You get a little bit of dust, but if you keep it contained, you can just wipe it up. But isn't that pretty? Now we have white trees. And then you can come in and you can trim your favorite trees. You know, if you want to do the two tall ones, whoops, that's the scoring blade. So I'm cutting these all at 2 inches because remember it was 6 inches wide. So I have 3 different trees to choose from because they're pretty equally distributed on that embossing folder. All right, next we've got, and I'm going to move that over here too. Next we've got, let's see here. We've got our card base, so let's bring that over here. We need some designer papers. So one of these will go here, one will go here, and then we need a couple designer paper strips, some scenery paper on the inside, the hidden scenery. So that's when the designer paper options come in. And the paper, I'll show you the whole bunch of it here. Sorry, we've got like stacks and stacks of stuff. All right, the paper that I chose was this design or this design, okay? And you get a whole bunch of these obviously from one sheet because they're 2 inches wide by almost 5.5 inches tall, so 5 3/4 or 3/8, just like the blue. So you can get from one 12 by 12 sheet, 6 times 2 is 12, okay? And so from the packet, you can get 24 of these and 24 of these. And wherever you cut them, you get different, you know, bird imagery in there. So we're just gonna grab one of those and I don't know, we'll grab one of these. Okay, next, the other side. Actually, we're not gonna use 2 of these. We're gonna use one of them. So you guys pick, haha, you guys tell me which one you want. Do you want the Pussy Willow one or the Birch Trees? Okay. And then you have to choose between these two also. Do you want the snow or do you want the grid? Okay. Voting time. So these are the papers that I chose on the other side. And that way I got 24 cards from one packet. Just made the best use of my paper. Okay. So then another designer paper that you need is a 2 by 3 inch piece of the birch bark design. So then this is another sheet, okay? And so you need a 2 inch by 3 inch piece of that. And then you also need a bird cut out. So any one of the birds that you can get from one of the specific sheets. So let me show you the designs of the designer paper. All right, I'm seeing snow, pussy. Okay, this is good. Let me scroll here really quick. Birch, snow, pussy willow, and snow. Oh, a lot of you are liking the snow, not the grid. Okay. 2 birds. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna keep going here. Keep on voting, you guys. Oh, it's a debate between the trees and the pussy willow. Okay, but a lot of you like the snow. Okay, good to know. Alrighty, so then we have the papers. So you actually, these are the A side of the papers. There's 6 different double-sided designs in your pack of 12 sheets. You get 2 of each. So here's one. This one's back-sided with the snow. So obviously I didn't use the big birds on my card. This one here, okay. I didn't use the big birds on my card, but they are so fun and they're so, you know, beautiful to fussy cut out, right? Gorgeous birds. Then we have these, and that's where I got most of my bird focal point images from. Okay, I'm still seeing some voting coming in. This is good. So fun, you guys. Oh, somebody said grid. Yay. Okay, good to know that either one will work for most of you. I didn't use the green side, I used this side, and I cut all of these out with the 1 3/4 circle punch. Yes, I kind of had to cut into the paper to do it, but it took a while to get a whole bunch of them. But if you're just going to make one card again, it's not going to take too long. Here's that birch bark. Here's the trees, the birch trees, and then here's the pussy willow paper. So I used every single sheet of the paper to make these cards. So we're going to do the birch trees and the snow, because I feel like that's what we had a lot of votes for. I don't know, it's not one of those official polls. I should figure out how to do that while I'm live. All right, so we're gonna put these away and we're gonna start assembling. And I've chosen that bird. I hope that's okay with all of you. We're gonna grab our seal adhesive, and I think I'm gonna put my big tree onto the front panel. So the first thing that you'll wanna do is take and fold your card in like this and attach your front panel to that section so that you see a 1/16 of an inch of white all the way around. Then you're gonna take and add your other tree, and it doesn't matter, you know, either one of these will work. Let's go ahead and use this one. And I am using the whole length of the seal adhesive all the way along the sides because it's an embossed layer of cardstock. There are bumps and ridges in it, and I want to make sure that it stays pressed down without having any buckling. So the more adhesive, the better for embossed layers. So that piece will go here, and the same thing where I'm kind of evening out the white edges around the sides. You're going to see a wider white gap in the middle just because that's the way it works out measurement-wise. When I open this up, I'm going to add the snow to the right and the birds on the trees to the left. So we'll add this here, and we're just going to look at where it's creased in there and make sure that we have an even amount of white showing. We also want to make sure that it doesn't peek out too much, right? And it shouldn't. It should be just fine if you put it in there evenly. Okay, and then this piece goes on the opposite side. And you can see I'm using less adhesive on this one because it's a flat sheet of designer paper. It should hold with just adhesive in the 4 corners. If you are a glue person, that's gonna take you a lot further. I have found by making over 200 and some cards of these that I'm going through my seal adhesive pretty quickly, but if you use multi-purpose liquid glue, you're going to be able to crank out a bunch of these cards, especially if they get transferred, the glue gets transferred into the precision tip bottle. It goes a lot further. And I love this embossing folder too, Terry. I think it's one of the most popular ones. I've seen a lot of people using this lately. It's really a great one. I have these two pieces of Pool Party two-tone cardstock. You'll want to use a size at least this big, but if you are making several, then you can take and grab a larger piece like this and then tear from one larger piece. Either way, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. You want to tear to create a fun layer like this. And I've got the dark side up on this piece, okay? So it's going to shine, it's going to show against the lighter Pool Party trees a little bit better. That's going to get added to here. I've also got a piece of gray granite cardstock, and this is measuring. Let me just go ahead. I still have like little pieces of dust from sanding the paper. This measures 3 inches wide by 2.5, and that fits in our 3 1/8 inch wide card base by 2 5/8. Okay, so let's, oh, we don't want to add that quite yet. We want to start layering first. So this is going to get added first. Oops. Adhesive there, and then that's going to get stuck down here so that just a little bit of the gray is popping through. If you have excess, you can take and flip it over, take your snips and trim it off like that. The next thing that we want to add on there is our birch paper. So we'll add that. And you know what? I'm going to transfer to the glue now so you can see how easy glue is. You want to shake it down. You can also have it in one of those holders like what the Country Hive sells. I've got a couple of them. This one is perfect for my precision tip bottle because it's got a round little circle in it. The precision tip bottle, by the way, and this container, you'd see those in my favorite extras also because they are not Stampin' Up! Products, but you have the ability to find them and shop with them by going to my website at stampyourartout.com. I've found that this paper is also just slightly bigger. I have a tiny amount of gray showing up here at the top, and I've shifted it so it's lined up with the left edge, but you can see that I have a little excess going over on the right, so we're going to flip it over and trim that too. It's better to have more than not enough, right? But you can always trim up the gray paper instead too. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to bring in another beautiful, beautiful product that debuted in the mini catalog, and that is this Cherry Cobbler in Gold satin ribbon. I need about 4.5 inches of it, so I'm going to cut that with my scissors that has the ribbon on it. You want to make sure if you're a paper crafter that you have one ribbon set aside for always cutting things that are fabric, like ribbons and, you know, any kind of fabric layer. So instead of putting adhesive all the way across the back side of this, and by the way, it's the same on both sides, okay? Instead of putting adhesive all the way across and having the chance of it kind of like get kind of, you know, off kilter as it's stuck down, I'm going to put just adhesive on the back side of this and attach the two ends. You don't want to use glue with ribbon because it can soak through, but you could use like tear and tape adhesive, or you can use seal. I'm going to go ahead and use seal. And because this whole layer is going to get stuck down flat to my white, I'm not too worried about it coming away from it. All right, so here we go. We're going to lay this down so that this bottom edge of the ribbon lines up with the bottom edge of the designer paper. And we're going to wrap that around. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. And I'm making sure that it's nice and firm going across, but not bending my cardstock. Okay, my cardstock is staying flat. I'll hold it there, and then I'll wrap the other end around. And the adhesive is holding it in those two spots. If you want to, you can come back in and add more adhesive here, but I found that it was holding just fine. So I'm going to add that to the front of the mini card. You know what? Not yet. Just thought of something. Let's stamp first. It's always good to stamp first, especially if you have stamps that are not see-through. Okay, this set that comes in the suite, the Winterly Treetop set, is not photopolymer. It's cling mount. cling mount. So you can, you know, stamp with it as you would with the photopolymer, but you can't see through it. So I took my stamp and I set it up on a stamp positioner. If you have a stamp positioner, this will be great to do. We're going to go ahead and set our card in here. I've already got it set up for all the cards I've been creating. I'm going to put my magnet down on here and ink it up with my black ink, which is our Tuxedo Memento Black. And again, if you're mass producing, just keep the cap upside down on your table, put your pad in like that, and then when you're ready to use it again, just go like that. It's really quick and easy to just keep lifting it up and stamping. So we've inked it up, we're gonna stamp it down, press evenly. If you have one of those, I forget what they're called, but they're like a positioner buddy. We're just gonna call it that. It has a flat bottom and kind of like felt on the bottom of it. I have a couple and they're in my drawer. Okay, anyways, you can take and press evenly on it. This is not a huge stamp, so it didn't take too long to do that. If you want that darker, a stamp positioner is great for that. Stampin' Up! No longer sells this stamp positioner. I have to tell you the sad news about that. But there are other stamp positioners out there. All right, here is the Sending Thanks stamped on the inside. We're gonna take this layer, add it to the front. And then we're going to mount that onto the front of the card. So the front of the card, I want this edge to line up with this edge, and I want it to be about in that spot. But I'm not going to use straight on like seal adhesive or anything like that. We are going to slide this over, and we're going to add a couple dimensionals there. And if you use mini dimensionals, they go further than the other dimensionals. So we're going to take and put one here. I'm going to put one here. And these mini dimensionals are about 1/4 of an inch in on the blue panel here. You don't want them to go too far in, but you also don't want them right up next to the edge, or you're not going to have that ability to open and close your card very easily. We want to be able to open. So then we flip this over so that we can put 2 dimensionals on the back of the left side. So we'll just flip that over, stick one here, and stick one here. Okay, so now we'll take and pull those backings off, and we'll flip the whole thing over, and we'll add that to the inside of the card, or to the front of the card, I should say, so that again, the left edge is lining up with the left edge of the base. Okay, so now it's holding it shut. Isn't that cool? That front panel is holding the Z-fold shut so it doesn't open up on us. But to open it, we just bow, you know, kind of bend that back like that, and we can have a card that's on display. Let's decorate it up even more. Let's bring in our branch options that we had. Remember, we die cut a couple of designs here. Oops, flip it over. And then we have the punch. Now the punch made the cards go a lot faster. I took and added all but the last leaf on like this, or you could even flip it over and add it like that. This is another design. This was the original design I came up with, where I took this piece and trimmed it so that it looked like these 2 pieces here were a single branch, and then this one is another one. And then I said to myself, oh, wouldn't it be cool if it was wider? So I added that piece like that on one of my cards. A lot putzier if you're doing a ton of creations, but we're going to go with the Bough Punch for this one. But here's another option, right? Or you could even put a couple of them on. I can see 1, 2. That would be really pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. And I'm just going to use a little dot of adhesive behind all of these. Actually, I didn't have to do it on this one because we're taking that one away. All right, so this goes on like that. And we'll just hold it there for a minute because it is getting stuck down onto a bumpy layer, an embossed layer. Thanks, Nancy. That ribbon is beautiful. I agree with you, Donna. Okay, so after you've done that, you can come in and you can either trim right against the blue. See how the snips is just going right next to the blue edge? Or if you're lazy like me and you're mass producing, you can trim right against the white. We're going to trim against the blue. Then we're going to bring in pearls. Now I could have brought in the embellishments that coordinate with the kit, and you get a lot more than this. I think I trimmed my I trimmed mine up and I gave away pieces, but I found that with my birdie and with the color red in this image and on the ribbon, that this really wasn't going, it didn't really coordinate well. And I wanted to have berries. So instead of using the embellishments that came in the kit, I brought in pearls and I brought in some markers. The blends markers will color on pearls and other like hard surfaces and stuff like that. So I took and I colored a bunch of them, and I got a bunch of berries. So you can see I haven't done that on all the cards yet. So then you can take your pick tool, or you can take your scissors. Let me just, because I always show you with the take your pick tool. With the scissors, I just come in from the side and make sure I have a small little V, and I scoop up the embellishment that I want. I haven't even opened the scissors. I just scoop it with the 2 points. I lay it down where I want it. Do the same thing to the other pieces. So we are adding a little touch of red down here in the corner to kind of give us the feeling of berries with leaves, like up here. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and next we want to mount this onto this layer. So we're going to add that, and you can do that either with, you know, your glue or with your seal adhesive or whatever adhesive is your choosing. Nice thing about glue, even though it's messy if you get it on your fingers, is you can slide your piece around and fit it into space. Make sure it goes into the spot that you want it to be in. And sorry, I've been demonstrating from so far away. Okay, and the last step is to take and add a dimensional on the back. And this is when I would move into the larger dimensionals. Just stick one on the back. It's a small enough circle where if you have a large dimensional, you're going to have a good balance. Make sure that your birdie is not tipped or, you know, looking up into the sky. And then just put it over the top of the right-hand side of that section. Now I will zoom out so you can see my other card designs. This one's very similar. Yeah, this looks almost like the same card, you guys. What happened there? Did we replicate the same card that I had done already? Okay, so there's that. There, we have the front and the back, or the inside. And then we have a couple other designs here. I have this birdie on there. Same inside. I guess I did the same inside on a lot of these. Yeah, I did the same inside. But there's another birdie option. And then you have these guys. These are fun. This one might go better with like an orange or, I don't know, maybe white pearls. Leave the pearls white or something. I don't know. And then let me show you some cards that are done with the other inside. So you can make it look like that on the inside instead, which we obviously didn't do. What happened? Here, I'll just lay this next to it so you can see the different options. Very fun. So our All-Star Hop, again, is happening today at 3 p.m. Central Time. Again, you'll want to visit my website at stampyourartout.com, and then you will, once you're on my website and you're on that blog post for today for the Nests of Winter Hidden Scenery Z-fold, then you're going to scroll down to the bottom after you've seen what I've shared, and then you can click on the names of other hop participants that are in our group. So we have 12 of us. I'm not sure if all of us are hopping today, but 12 well-known demonstrators that you'll want to visit the blog posts of, because I'm just so proud to be amongst them. We have so many creative ideas that are shared each month in our monthly tutorials. And the tutorials or the video class bundles are something that we offer as a perk to people who purchase from us during the month. So if you are a US resident and you're purchasing product from me, a $50 minimum order without shipping tax earns you the monthly tutorial. So it just gets emailed to you. The link gets emailed to you. You can also purchase. So if you're a demonstrator and you don't want to buy from me, which totally makes sense, you can go in and you can purchase these tutorials. At the start of every 6-month period, we do have an offering, so we'll have that again in January, where you can purchase all 6 of them at once and you get 1 for free. So it's like you're purchasing 5, getting the 6th one free. We'll have that again in January. But for now, we don't have that open. So that's a 1-month trial, like a 1-month deal to get in on that. So visit my post to make sure that you can see this idea again, and then all the other creative ideas from this team. What else do I want to tell you about that? I think that's good. So yeah, ordering perks. Besides the tutorials, you get loyalty points from me too. I don't know if I talk about this too much, but if you're interested in getting any of the products that I use to make these cards, if it's a Stampin' Up! Order through me, and it's at least $50, you get loyalty points. A lot of you are on, and I know that a lot of you have earned loyalty points and redeemed them for free stamp sets. So after you earn a certain number, I think it's 10 of them, then you get to redeem them for a stamp set of your choice. We had some new products that just released on Tuesday. The online exclusives that we've been raving about are here. I believe I have a card that I created and shared the other day. Here it is. So I'm going to pull that out so you can see it. I shared this on my blog, I believe on Tuesday. Oh, I am in love with Pool Party, you guys. How many Pool Party fans do we have out there? Look at the beautiful color. I mean, I pulled it because it obviously has Pool Party within the papers too. So this is one of those BTW cards, another fold that I came up with when I was playing around one day. I called it the By the Way fold because when you open it, it's like, oh, by the way, and then you open it all the way and you see some kind of really cool design. I love pattern papers, designer papers, and this one just had to be shown off in its entirety. So that's why I made the By the Way card, or the BTW card, with this paper. So this is the new Utterly Adorable suite of products that's part of the new online exclusives products. So make sure that you're checking that out if you're going to be doing any shopping online. These are only online products. They are not appearing in any publication. They're not in our mini catalog that I just showed you at the beginning of the video, and they're not in our annual catalog. They're just online. Pool Party love, woohoo! Yay, Tangi, woohoo! And Patricia, yes, Pool Party fan. Melanie, love it. And thank you, Vicky, for the butterfly wow and leaf. On that note, there are certain people that are members of my YouTube channel now. It's a week old. I announced it last week, and then on Saturday, if you caught that live, I answered lots of questions about it, talked about it more in detail. Basically, becoming a member of my channel will get you some goodies. Not product goodies yet, but, well, yet. I should say yet. Shouldn't say yet, because I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. But right now, we get an exclusive video, and that video will be shared on November 30th. So make sure that you get in on that. You're going to be seeing people's comments kind of stand out when you're on YouTube, and that is because they are members. They have a little, and I should show you this. They have a little rhinestone next to their name. So let me bring you to the computer here really quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you're seeing rhinestones, that's because they are members of my channel. They're supporting me in some way, whether it's at the superfan level or the supporter level. The rhinestones will grow and grow. And those members also get emojis to use. There's 4 of them, and I can create more with the more members I have, so I'm excited about that. If you want to become a member of my YouTube channel, you're going to visit my site at the Rachel Tessman Stamp Your Art Out video channel. It's just called Rachel Tessman. It's with my name. You're going to click on the join button, and then a window is going to pop up that looks like this, and you can either opt for the superfan level or you can opt for the supporter level. The superfan level gets you loyalty badges next to your name. Sorry. And then custom emojis, and I get to reply to your comments first because they show up. It's so cool, you guys. They show up first. I'm so excited about that. And then if you're at the super or the supporter level, you get all of those things, plus you get member shoutouts, which are on my shelf right now, and you're going to see exclusive monthly video content. So, and I'm going to be better about the member shoutouts, but right now they are on the shelf. And what do I mean by that? Right here is where your YouTube profile will show up. So, all right, we have prizes, you guys. So let me clear off my desk here and bring in prizes. I'm also going to pull up the name of winners that we've had in the past. If I call out your name, that means that you haven't claimed your prize yet, and please do so today. Marlene Butler and Sandy Palmer, Lori G, Dixie, and it's P-A-B at the end, Rita Owlette, Elaine Schneider, you did reach out to me, but I tried emailing you back and you haven't gotten back to me yet. I don't know which pick you want. So Elaine Schneider, please reach out to me and let me know which prize you want. Check your spam mail. It's probably sitting in there. Laura Berto Villardo, Lynn McFarlane. So all of you have been prize winners, and I haven't heard from you completely yet. Okay, so for today we have, well, let's go back to last week. So we have the Color Coach and we have Dazzle paper, and those were the prizes from last week's live video. So let me bring those in. So if you see your name come up on the screen, that means that you are a winner of one of these items. Oops. You get to choose from the Dazzle paper. It's called More Dazzle paper, or you can choose from the new Color Coach. And the winners are, I need water, I think. We have, and I'm going to put my email up here too. Where is it? There it is. From Facebook, Diane Shortsleeve, you are the winner. So you get to pick between the Dazzle paper or the Color Coach. And then on YouTube, we have Zadadu. I think that's how you say it. Kate wrote that in there. So reach out to me, you guys. Let me know that you got my message, that you're a winner. Email me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. And then what else do I want to tell you before we move on to the, because I got to show you the next prize. But do I have time? I do, you guys, I have time. From last week's video, I'm just going to pull this up. It's been a while since I've done this. I went through the comments and screenshotted them this time because I want to point out that I do appreciate and love all of you for joining in on these videos. I really, really do. It's fun to see where you're from. It's fun to hear what you're doing. Some people are on the road. Some people are camping. Some people are cleaning their house while they're watching. It's really fun to, I love this one. Nancy's making dog food and dreaming about cake, because I was showing a cake card last time. It's fun to see if you've gotten the bundle, if you were already a demonstrator. That was neat to see. You crack me up too, like, oh, Barbie colors. That was hilarious. And then I love the cheerleading that you do. Lynn said 150 watching, but only 50 thumbs up. So thank you for being cheerleaders for me, because I get so into creating that I forget to ask you for those likes, for those subscribes, for the shares, all of those good things. So if you can support my channel in that way, I would love it. All right, what else? No frosting on the top. I had to address this one, Tina. I noticed that this one was not answered, but the whole cake was frosted with yellow lemon frosting. I forgot to mention that. And then the other stuff was just like a decoration around it, like extra thick layers of frosting, right? And some of you were saying, please use your tweezers or take your pick tool to pick up those pieces. I am not a glue user that often, right? So I forget to do those things. But yes, the tweezers or the take your pick tool would have been really handy had I pulled those out. And then Leon's wife, will you reach out to me at my email address? Because I do want to help you figure out how to order, obviously. So reach out to me. I love that, who was it? Debbie called it a tinsel bow. And then Tina says, yeah, that's not happening. A lot of you were like, what the heck, Rachel? You are not going to tie that bow for us. No. Oh, and then she did it. So that was funny. Yeah, it was a little bit too much. And then the long glue dot, you like that idea with the tear and tape adhesive. Yeah, and then so fun because Rose was one of my, she's a demonstrator in my group, and she shared, well, I shared her stuff on my blog the other day. And so it was really fun to have Yvonne reach out and show appreciation to Rose. So yeah, so I just wanted to let you know that I read your comments. I can't always respond to all of them, but if you are a member, they stand out now. So all right. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the prize choices that are this week's. And there's actually choices for part of it, but the other part is not a choice. Okay, so let me bring you to my desktop. We have 2 packs of paper. This one is a new online exclusive, and this one is. This is the new Marbled Elegance paper. It's got gold foiling on it. It is gorgeous. And then we have the Otterly Adorable, which you saw pieces of. If you haven't seen all of it, go back to further videos from earlier because I do show off all of these new goodies. And then I have packs of embellishments. This is where the choice comes in. So if Trisha draws your name and you are a winner, a live winner, you get to pick from either the adhesive back heart sequins or the Riverside irregular pearls, and then along with that you're going to get a quarter pack of each of these packs of paper. I know, right? If you do not live in the US, you can still win, but you can't win product. You can win a tutorial though, a tutorial of your choice. So we have it, we have it, we have it. Yay! Trisha, we timed that well. The winners are Diane H. and Cam. Congratulations to you. Wow, both of them are short YouTube handles. That's fun. Diane H. and Cam, if that is the way you show up on YouTube when you're commenting, please reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. Yay. All right, there's my email address again. Any other things that I want to tell about before we go? If you're interested in hair, because I have done some hair videos, my toppers, I wear extra hair on my head now. It's so fun. I love it. This one is the Upgrade Courtney, and you can shop through Uniwigs. I have a link in the description of my YouTube video, and you can get 15% off, although they typically have some good specials going on, but if you use my code RT15, you can save. The Country Hive. I want to talk about the Country Hive. They have a sale going on all month long. I showed you the little glue holder that I have for my precision tip bottle. Well, they have the Letter Buddy, and if you buy, is it buy 3, get the 4th one free this month? I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on it. I don't think it's buy 4, get the 5th one free. I think it's buy 3, get the 4th one free. Anyways, they come in different colors too. Can you imagine? This would be a great stocking stuffer. So go to thecountryhive.com and shop, and then make sure you get in on their emails, or at least follow them on Facebook or whatever, because they're going to always have wonderful new things to share. There's something new coming around the corner that's coming in my mailbox any day, and I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about On Stage. So those of you that are demonstrators, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, woohoo! Today is the day, you guys. We get to go to the Stampin' Up! Website, and we can click on register, and we can sign up for On Stage, which will be in March 13th through the 15th. In Raleigh, North Carolina, and you can register now. So go register. It'd be fun. I would love to meet a lot of you. I would love it if my team members were going too. Let's sign up. Let's get there. Let's gather. Let's have fun. Let's get inspired. We also have a team event coming up the night before. So if you're on my team, please register for the event and then get transportation so that you're there by Wednesday afternoon. I covered it all. All right, so I'm going to be live next week, as always, on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Central Time. So next week is November 13th. Please, again, if you're watching in the after live, just comment away, because you can get entered into the prize drawing for that too. But it'd be fun to see your thoughts and hear how you're doing. So thanks, everybody. That's it. Now I'd like you all to go, and if I can find my screen there it is, stamp your art out. Bye.